So I got this message from Macamick, and come into my YouTube inbox. I happen to be at the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum today. He says, hey Marky, I'm only 16 years old, but I've been thinking about starting a website where I intend to sell level WoW level 90 characters. And he wants to know how to set up the website and any way to avoid getting scammed when you sell to people and stuff. Okay, so here's the deal. First off, I think that selling WoW accounts is not going to get you very far. That market is old, it's dying, and it violates the terms of service, which you guys have probably seen my video where we talked about having lost $250,000 in one day. Really, that stems from selling WoW accounts, which was the cause of the loss because all those accounts got banned. And so, with that said, I think that that you should put your efforts into a different area. Not only the issues of doing that, but just the risk involved too. Doing website sales and everything is all fine and dandy. There's a lot of stuff that you can sell. There are a lot of things that you can do legitimately. And so now about getting how to do the sales or whatnot, there's a couple of things that come to my mind. One is that you actually need to drive traffic. You have to be able to drive traffic to your store, to your website, otherwise nothing happens. You ever see the what is it, Field of Dreams movie, build it and they will come? In real life, that ain't true. So just because you build a website does not mean that anybody goes there. And just because you make it so that Google finds it, still doesn't mean that anybody goes there. You have to drive traffic to it, so you have to figure that out. How do you get the people there? And then, secondary, how do you get them to purchase? Well, the fact is that it's not getting them to purchase, it's that you need to attract people who, by nature, by default, are wanting to purchase, and that when they're looking to buy, they find you. So that's one kind of tip. But also, it's there's another part to it, which is the scamming, and the scamming is an issue. So we've got that licked in our store because we have so much experience with doing online sales, and it is better than it used to be in the old days. Back when we started, there was a lot of issues with scamming. There was a lot of stolen PayPal accounts, a lot of stolen credit cards and everything. And the companies do a better job now of filtering that out before the purchase even happens. But it still does happen. And there's a lot of friendly fraud and stuff like that where, it passes all the security checks because it comes from the same household as what's, where all the other purchases are happening for that account and everything. And that's because, kid takes dad's credit card and then decides to impersonate him and use it. And so that's why, part of our process is that sometimes we call people. And we don't call on every order, but we do when things just don't match up. And so those are things to think about. First thing to worry about is, can you drive the traffic? If you can figure out how to attract the traffic, where the traffic is going to come from, and qualified traffic. It can't be just randomly getting people to go in and to your website. It has to be actually that they want to be there. Otherwise, your conversion rates on sales will be very, very low, astronomically low. Even when they are highly qualified, meaning that this is what they're looking for and they show up at your site, it's still not a very high percentage. You might think, well, if they're looking to buy it, why don't they just buy it from you? Well, people have a lot of reasons why they don't buy stuff. But, so, and I don't know what the exact conversion rates are, but I would say that 10 to 20% would probably be a really high rate. Normal rate is maybe around 1%. And if you're just driving people in that, then you have to hit by chance the person that happens to want that. So good luck with that. Anyway, stay away from the stuff that violates the terms of service. It won't get you very far in the long run. You might make a little bit of money in the short run, but in the long run, it won't last. And that is my advice, because if you build something and it's really great, you'll want to continue to do it. You'll want to continue to foster that and make it happen and really build it into a nice business. And when you are violating the rules, the terms of service or other issues that might have some sort of ethics problems, you really shorten your lifespan on that. You're very affect to things that happen, and really a single action can cause you to close it all down. So if you haven't already seen it, check out my other video for the $250,000 loss. There's a link in the description. Okay, just in that, security came over and stopped me because my bag's on the ground over here. I thought they were going to tell me to quit filming, but they didn't. So that's good. They were just worried that, my bag was here unattended, and they were worried about it. So check out the link in the description, annotation here for the $250,000 loss in one day. And we got really lucky with that. That was an event that had to do with WoW accounts specifically that could have buried our business. I mean, just immediately buried it. And so check that out, and then find yourself something that you can do that doesn't violate the terms of any game, if you want to stay in the game industry, or completely separate. You could be selling something else that has nothing to do with games. So give it a shot. If you get something up and running, do message me again, and I'll be happy to take a look. Marky Dragon, take care. Link in the description.